Is it working? Okay. Hi, guys. Welcome back to some more Kerbal Space Program. So, to recap and put you guys into perspective of what I've been doing off screen, basically I went and did another mission on the moon, which allowed me to get just enough science to grab automation, which gives us the most powerful communication devices, the Communotron 8888 and the Air A100 relay antenna. As you might remember, last time we've sent some ships. I mean, we saw how the ship that we sent on Duna is just like not having pretty far to have like connection to us, and that's when I realized that wait a second, I sent ships way farther than Duna. I sent ships for like Ilu and Joel. How the hell are they gonna have any sort of connection? And well, that's pretty much what we did over here. I went ahead and sent two new satellites into an outer space trajectory, in outer like Kerbin trajectory basically, and yeah, they've been outfitted with the most powerful communication technologies that we have available. Oops, just clicked off the screen there for a second, and yeah, in the hopes that they will be able to somehow maintain connection between the Kerbal between Kerbin and the other probes that we've sent much farther away. We sent one that is gonna go into an orbit somewhere between Duna and Dress, and one that is gonna go on a smaller orbit within like Eve and Moho. There is a point to actually sending him into a smaller orbit, and that is to like maintain connection when the planet and the planet that we're going to are on the different sides of the sun. Like for example, how it is right now with Kerbin and Joel. Um, Even if we would have something powerful enough to communicate with Joel, we couldn't because the sun would be blocking the path. So that's why you need some sort of relay devices for those kind of cases. And we can go ahead and check on all the networks over here. Obviously, these ships that are going out don't have that much left in terms of connection, especially this one that's going for Joel is almost out, but I hope that the satellites that I've sent will eventually make it gain back connection. It's down to 1% signal strength, so yeah. But I have seen that, you know, we still have partial control of the ship even when we lose the connection. So worst case scenario, you know, we'll just grab whatever science we can and bring it back like that. You know, we will miss on getting more than that, but you know, that's how we have to do things, unfortunately. Uh, in the future, you know, once those probes get there in outer space, it's gonna be easier to maintain transmission. And yeah, apart from that, I tried to do a mission over here, but I failed at the last one to make those atmospheric and pressure reading analysis on the other side of the Kerbin, which takes so long to fly all the way over there. And then we have a few missions, these two that we basically already done. We just need to bring the ships back, and this one will be like our next grand destination. It's gonna be done when we finally manage to land on Duna, which will be our next milestone. But until that, the stars, or I should say the planets, have aligned to allow us to go for send another probe for Eve. That is the only planet towards we haven't sent any probe. Eve, or Evie, with its small satellite of Gili. All I want to do is I want to switch off this and put in the stronger communication device. Since we have it, might as well. It's also seems to be much smaller, but it does deploy into a pretty sizable parabolic antenna. And yeah, that should give us connection 100% of the time all the way to Eve. If it's pretty close and we have a pretty strong tracking station. So yeah, just gonna go ahead and launch this. Since it's been so long since I've recorded anything and since I presented any like actual proper launches, I'm gonna go ahead and showcase this launch to Eve, even though you know, pretty much everything works the same way. Like you already saw how this works, you already know how this works, so there's nothing too particularly out of this world, but I'm gonna showcase it just for, you know, peace of mind. And after this one, you know, we basically have to wait. We basically have to wait until, you know, all the ships get into their respective position. I think the first one is gonna be the ship that we are sent is now on its way to Dress. Is gonna be the first one that will require our attention in 150 days. That is unless the ship that we send to Eve requires attention faster, which, you know, might be possible. Yeah, that's the place where we need to go to grab atmospheric analysis. Made a new plane for that one with outfitted with more fuel to get to it, but I still didn't get to the last point. It's just so far away. Not to mention that it took like 30 minutes playing on like full time acceleration to get there. It's interesting to explore, but I think it kind of like adds an unnecessary and artificial way to increase game time. Basically, just realized that I should probably start the gravity turn. I'm usually used to like these things running out until we need to start a gravity turn, but we are using a much heavier ship with a lot more fuel, so shouldn't be surprised that didn't happen. And we are already out. Oh boy. I'm gonna stop it at like 95,000. So the last bit will be used while getting to 100,000, which is, you know, just a standard orbital altitude for most interplanetary encounters. And yeah, we will need to start thinking about building the Duna Express, and that's what that means. Is just a ship that will be capable of bringing astronauts to Duna. You know, technically, I mean, this ship could do it. Not sure if he has enough strength to come back, like to take off basically, because the nuclear engine is not strong enough. So what I'm thinking about for making the Duna transfer ship, I'm gonna have it made in 3 stages that will connect into orbit. So yeah, we're gonna go back to rendezvous maneuvers that I detest so fucking much, that are so difficult to make, but it is how you have to do. You cannot. It's much more efficient to do it this way, to like launch smaller parts and connect them into orbit, than to just build a humongous hulk of steel and fuel and launch it all at once. It is possible, but I think you're predisposing yourself to a lot more error that way than to build it in multiple stages. I have seen people, you know, make ships for Eve, which has a much stronger atmosphere. I mean, a much thicker atmosphere and heavier, the denser, you know, stronger gravitational field. So it requires you basically need a ship that is stronger than what you need on Kerbin to take off from Eve, and you need something to transport it all the way there. Like if you can imagine just the size of that thing, how big it has to be. But people have done it, so it is totally something that is doable. Just that, you know, I mean, if it's not feasible, might as well not bother with it. Maybe I will eventually get towards doing it though, and in case I'm really bad at making my own rendezvous maneuvers. Right, we've deployed some solar panels, we've deployed the antennas. We are almost into orbit. 9, 10. We need, as you guys remember very well by this point, 2200 meters per second. And we are almost up to it. Alright, here we go. It's a very unequal orbit. It's rather unfortunate. This is exactly how you don't want to do things. I guess we have waited just a little bit too much to start the burn for orbital insertion, but nevertheless, we are going to go ahead and go for Eve. In order to get to Eve, you need to have an... I'm looking on the calculator over here on the background. You need to have a planetary phase angle of minus 54 degrees, which is roughly how it is. Like if you were to look it this way, it should be 54 degrees, or you know, you get the idea. All right, I think it's roughly the same. Maybe it's a little bit too late. It might be slightly smaller than what we need, but I think we should work with it. I mean, we don't have any other choice but to wait until they're aligned again, and fuck that. And the ship needs to be 154 degrees relative to Kerbin retrograde. Okay. So Kerbin is like this, it's moving prograde in that direction. That means that its retrograde is in this direction, and it needs to be 154 degrees. So it needs to be somewhere over here, like we just passed the maneuver. But we're gonna get it like on the next pass. Let's see how this looks. Burn, and look at it, there it is. Yeah, it is. Oh, there you go. Ooh, we just barely miss it. There might be some inclination adjustments required for this thing, or some other shenanigans like radial in, radial out. No, definitely not that one. This one maybe. Ah, shit, just a second. Alright, we're back. Sorry for that small interruption, or relatively larger, but anyway. We are back over here. God damn, what happened with my mouse and all the wires everywhere? Anyway, let's get ourselves and our ship into position in order to execute the maneuver to get to Eve, and I think we might have enough fuel into this primary stage to execute it, which means that we will not need to use any additional fuel from the nuclear engine, which, you know, it's lovely when it happens, but we will need to make a few course adjustments along the way. Unfortunately, it does seem that we are just ever so slightly off trajectory over here. I think it is, as I said, I waited just a little bit too long and the angle has closed down, but you know, with a little bit, yeah, there you go. We also have like a small plane difference, so once those are solved, I think we'll be able to get it right on, no problemo. Let's keep on going, and at 3 and 2, that is now, we execute the burn and we start going. And funny enough, we are currently pointing straight towards Eve, like it is right, that's Minmus over there, but right now our ship is just slightly, it's pointed almost towards where Eve should be. Unfortunately, it's obviously too far away to see it. It would be cool if you could, like, if they were rendered regardless of distance, so that, you know, if you squint your eye really, really hard, then you could see it in, like, you know, proper terms. Anyway, here comes our orbit, and we'll have to cut the burn and see. Why can I not close this? I am very frustrated when this happens. Please close the maneuver. Okay, you know what? There you go. What the hell is up with this one? Thank goodness, finally. Alright, so we did that. Obviously, we need to make some small course adjustments, but that will be relatively easy. I think we can make them at the descending node. So we need to raise ourselves up slightly. Target position. Wait, so this is huh. Right. And then I think we need to burn. Is it radially in? I get a feeling that this is not what we're supposed to do. Probably. Alright, let's then try radially out. Wait. Yep. Come on. It just vanished. Is the distance at least getting smaller? No, it's getting bigger, right? Obviously. How about here? 87. Do we need to do some sort of weird shenanigans over here with like burning retrograde? No, that doesn't do it. Burning prograde? No, that doesn't do it either. Come on, wait, it's so close. Wait, what if we burn the apoapsis over here? Should be the proper position to do it. No. It's confusing because you don't know if you are... Oh, there you go. That does the trick. That gets us the encounter. Now let me just focus view on Eve right over here. There you go, wonderful. And now we just need to... Oh, okay. Adjust it in such a way that we... I'm not going to ask what kind of janky orbit I'm obtaining over here. We'll just try and make it work. No, okay, wow, it's so sensitive. Alright, well, I think that is like good enough if you ask me. Nope. Oh, that gets us into it. Alright, we don't want that. That is, I think, perfect. I can't remember what, oh, there you go, there we have it. Equatorial radius, atmosphere height is 90,000 meters, so we could go ever so slightly lower, not so low as to crash into the planet, but there you go, 80,000 will be low enough that we would dip in the atmosphere. And yeah, that should be good to go. I would like, if possible, to fly over it during light side, but I'm not gonna go and do any weird sophisticated planning with that. I know, I trust myself that I wouldn't be able to do it. And let's just go ahead and perform this burn while we're at it. It's just gonna take 11 days to be there, so might as well. I'm just gonna go. Warp speed reduces to 50% because we are switching planes and now we are in the sun sphere of influence, or, you know, Kerbal as they like to call it. I can also see Gilly flying around. If possible, we will try to get an encounter with Gilly as well, but that will not be a priority for us. Okie dokie. 1 hour. Alright, might as well put the ship into position. So heavy to do it while we still have this giant hunk of jumbo max Rocket Max fuel tank, but we're gonna do it. Just have faith in our wits and skill. Almost to the position. This is gonna be a weird encounter if we do it like this. Like, where the hell are we even going to end up? Yeah, it looks like unusually elliptical orbit. Well, it will just be a problem for future me to deal with. That's how things work out usually, you know. I'm not going to spend enough time to make a proper encounter, so you know it'll be up to future me to bash his head against the computer as he tries to bring the ship back to Kerbin. Um, and this encounter will happen very fast, as we can see. So I think it will happen before anything else, pretty much. All right, get yourself up. It will be a very quick burn. And burn away. Alright, where is it? There it is. Something happened there. Eh, so hard to move this ship around. Well, we are getting an encounter, so that's what I'm more than happy to see. We can make these kind of adjustments later if you want to like really get close to it. You know, it's much easier to make them once you are like very close to its sphere of influence. Careful. God damn it, ship, control yourself. Okay, this is very close. And we almost... Oh my goodness. Yeah, we're not gonna make any more burns with this one. In fact, I think we should just detach this. Now we have fuel left in it, but I want more precision than this, so just gonna go ahead, push it away. And this might also have brought us this the force of the push was strong enough that it brought us closer into orbit. The force that we use with our freaking monopropellant is strong enough to alter our orbit in such a weird fashion, so you know. Alright, let's see if we can make it right here. There you go. The last thing we want is to freaking smash ourselves against the planet. I mean, it would be valuable scientifically, but you know, not very valuable. Not as valuable as also like bring it back. You know what? I think that's good enough. We can like quick save and bring it like higher up if in case this is like too low. But I don't think it is. Alright, it'll be there in just 137 days. That's very little time, so we'll put a maneuver node up over here just so I remember. And yeah, that will be it. So if we go back to the tracking station, what's happening outside? There's a lot of people over there. They've been gathering around since yesterday. Must be something happening over there. We definitely don't need this debris cluttering our screens. So we have this one in 112 days, and then we have this one that needs to this one is the one coming back from Duna, and this is the one that's going oh, these two are the satellites. Oh, there's this one that's going to dress. Okay, so it beat it by just like 3 days. But the thing is that we put it a little bit earlier anyway. It's gonna take 20 more days until we get to dress. But we put it a little bit earlier so that we have time to make adjustments if we need to. So I think we can just speed up over here. We are not gonna make any other missions. It will take a long time until we'll be in another position to send a mission towards Duna, so we might as well just speed things up over here. Yeah, we lost connection. We lost connection to the probe from Duna. It's pretty nasty. Apparently we still have connection with the ones towards Joel and Elu, so that's good to see. But yeah, Duna probe is out cold, which is very unfortunate because we will need to make some adjustments to it. Oh, it's 300 days away. That's all right. We're here, and then it will be here. All I hope is that we have... Yeah, nothing works here, huh? And obviously we can't transmit any science either if we want to. Review data. Well, so it is how it is, but as I said, I think we will reconnect once up until we get the in position. That's the hope, at least. What else we have? I'm amazed that we still have connection with the other ones. Where is this one? The one for Joel. This is the one. It's only was left to like 1% last time we checked it. Still at 1%. I guess we are moving sort of in sync with the planet. Yeah, you see we're moving over here and the planet is coming up over here as well. So that's why. Well then. Let's go back to Dres. We're gonna... Oops. Gonna make sure that we get the encounter properly, and then we are gonna... There's so much stuff cluttering the screen at this point. Once we make sure that we get the proper encounter, we are going to go ahead and like end the episode. Alright, we also lost connection with the probe that's going to Elu. So, even more than expected. And I'm not sure if we're ever gonna get connection back. This one towards Dres is still having decent connection at least, so I'm happy to see that. Just hoping the one for Duna will be up alright. Alright, so 100 days have passed, and now we are here. It should be close enough to like see it. Let's see if we can. 24% signal strength is not lovely to see, but if we ignore that, should be good. So can we see it? Is that like a speck on my screen or a planet? I think it's just a little bit too far away for now to see it. Let me get whatever adjustments we are making here to get ourselves very close to the surface. So we're just gonna go ahead and focus view on Dres. Put ourselves roughly in position and just burn. Gonna pass right along it basically. Not gonna go around it or any weird shenanigans, and it's gonna be at a pretty high speed once again. Alright, let's make the final countdown. Jesus, we passed it by 4 hours, but that's no problem. Let's bring it close, boys. As close as it can go. Also interesting that we saw Dress spinning around. A dwarf planet, for those of you guys who don't know, similar to Ilu and similar to what we have like Pluto and stuff. Dress is inspired after the planet of Ceres that we have in our own solar system, which is a planet found in the asteroid belt located between Mars and Jupiter, orbitally located between those. Alright, let's see how we get our periapsis as close as we can get to it. I think we're gonna surpass it a little bit here. 248 meters. For 8,000 meters, of course. It will be visible at this point, but I would like it to not just for it to be visible, but to actually get close encounter science from it. I think we'll need to make another adjustment for that actually, but we'll have to wait until we actually get closer still. Wait, something like that in 16 days, which means that the mission to Eve will be closer. So if we're here, what kind of burn we need to make? Something like that. Just a slight periapsis burn is all we will need. I said slight. God damn it, I didn't mean to click that. Yep. 21. 9,000. That's close enough. I don't want to smash into any high mountains over Ceres. Don't think there are, but better safe than sorry. Can we see it now? We are only 17 days away from encountering it, so nah, not yet, huh? Yeah, it's unfortunate. Well then, going back to the tracking station, I think we are good to go. We have in just one day, we have the mission going for Eve. That was a very fast mission, if I may say so myself. Then in 16 days? Wait, wasn't it 13 days? No, 16 days. It's gonna be the one on Dress. Then in 80 days we'll need to make additional adjustments for the satellite, for one of the satellites. And after that, the next ones is another satellite, and then the next two ones are the ones the one going for Ilu. No, the one going for Joel, and the one going for coming back from Duna. That we'll need to take care of. Amazingly enough, the one going for Joel still has connection, but other ones not as much. As for this one, conduct atmospheric surveys, science data from space around the moon. These are like not even temperature surveys of Moho and ferry tourists. Where? Wait. Flyby of the moon, land on the moon, just a tourist mission on the moon? Well, it's not... Oh, and on Minmus as well. Maybe not. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this episode of Kerbal Space Program. As I said, next time we're gonna make not one, but two encounters with two different unseen before planets, and that are actually, you know, gonna be something new for me too. Eve and Dress. See you next time. Bye bye.